Hi, this is Kathy from Lone Tree Rustics. For this little project, what I did was I picked up a wood tray. It's got the little star on the end from Dollar Tree. And I want to make sure that we actually aren't using this side, but we're going to flip it over and use the other side. So we want to make sure that you take that sticker off the project. For the background of this project, I wanted some sheet music, so I thought "Oh Christmas Tree" would be fitting. I actually got this off the internet and I googled sheet music free printable and found this image. I did have to enlarge the image because it was more of a small picture, but I did an 8x10 resizing of the image and printed it off on rice paper. However, I think it might work on regular copy paper as well. As you can see here, I'm kind of centering it on the back of that wood tray. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some water and a paintbrush, or you could use a water pen if you have one handy. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and take that water and that paintbrush, and where I've creased it around the project, the tray there, I'm going to go ahead and just go all around, as you can see here. And then when I pull that sheet paper away, you're going to see where the water was. Now you can just simply tear that. If you're not real confident, you can go ahead and take like a ruler or something and more of a straight edge and then pull from there. I'm kind of showing you as an example here. And it really fits that wood tray nicely. I'm setting those aside, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 10 of the mini clothespins. These are not the regular size, they're the mini ones. I did get these at Dollar Tree, and they are back in kind of the Crafter Square section. So I took that and I disassembled the clothespins. I took evergreen craft paint with a little bit of black, and I put it in like a little tray here so I can make some very watered down solution, kind of make it almost like a stain consistency. And I'm just basically paint staining the little pieces of clothespins. This does get a little bit messy, but you can see that it comes out as like a really dark, deep evergreen, which I love, and that was the goal that I had in mind. You'll then want to kind of set those aside. I spread them out a little bit so they would maybe dry a little quicker. While I worked on Mod Podging my sheet music to the wood tray. I did not paint the wood tray, I just left it bare. I got the Mod Podge also from Dollar Tree, and I put a pretty good coat of Mod Podge down. I did not apply it to the print directly. I just laid the print on top of the tray. Then I used my fingers and just kind of smoothed it down. If there's some wrinkles, I mean, that would give it some character, right guys? So after you get it in place, what you want to do is go ahead and make sure that it's dry, and then I took my mini sander around the edges and removed some excess paper as necessary. Before starting to assemble the Christmas tree, what we want to do is make sure that the clothespins are completely dry. So we're ready to make sure that we get the little tree centered, and you can see it's about a 4.5 inch. So we want to make sure that it's kind of in the center, about right there on that note. And then we're gonna start building our little tree. So this kind of gets a little tricky because what I wanted to do was as I was building, I found that I probably wanted to keep a little square space in between, which I think gives it a little bit of character. So kind of watch and you can see how I built this little Christmas tree. As you build the tree, you're going to use 9 on each side, and then just 1 for the Christmas tree trunk at the bottom. As you're finishing up, what you want to make sure is that you are in the center of the project, so just if you need to make some adjustments. And then I was trying to figure out how to embellish it, so you'll see me kind of trying out some different stars. I did use a little gold paint on the star and sanded it lightly, then used some distress ink, vintage photo, and went around the edges of the star, and then also took that distress ink and went around the edges of the front of the project. Just gives it kind of a more of an aged and distressed look, which I love. Now it's time to glue the clothespins in place. So what I used here is called Stick Fast, and it's the CA thick glue adhesive. As you're working, this glue does dry pretty quickly, so you want to kind of work fast, and then just make sure that you're working from the top of the tree down to the bottom. And so just as a reminder, you're going to have 9 on each side, and then the bottom one is there's just one for the trunk of the tree. So you're going to have one piece left over. The last steps are to embellish your tree. There are lots of options, but as you know, I just put a little star. Then I took some Christmas fabric that I had and I tore off a strip of fabric and went ahead and made a cute little bow. I had some extra fabric left over, so what I decided was I hot glued it around the edge of the board to kind of finish it off. And there you go, it's all done. Isn't it cute, you guys? Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Happy crafting!